Okay, we're here with Evangelist Moira Noonan, who's just done an event here at the old Madonna of the Holy Rosary Church. Moira, your stories and your stuff was very well received, I could see, by the people. Very touched by both your own personal story and the stories you told of Hawaii and of various people.
Thank you.
Now, you have a couple of books that you talked about in terms of your own. When we talked a couple of years ago, you talked about your own conversion story and the like.
And in my book, Ransomed from Darkness, The New Age Christian Faith in the Battle for Souls. And it's been really a tremendous help to people who have family, friends, and relatives and coworkers that have left the church for 10, 20, 25 years, 15 years, that type of thing. And they're really at a loss of how to even talk to them, how to even get them back. So I always say, get the book, get it blessed, and it has brought many, many lost souls back.
Now, one of the things that struck me is you talked about how so many Catholics or lapsed or don't understand their faith, didn't know the message of divine mercy, and didn't understand the merciful Jesus or the merciful benefits of confession. And that seems to be something that's lost by so many people. I know I'm blessed by being in a parish where there's always a line for confession, but there's a lot of parishes where it's not. How do people receive your message on confession?
Well, it's really Jesus' message to St. Faustina, and it's a tremendous message, obviously. And a lot of people are really relieved. We find out, myself and Father Dennis, when we do retreats and conferences, or even if I'm just giving testimony at a parish, that many people are willing to go to confession after 10, 17, 20 years. What the feedback that the parish priests give my publisher is that if Moira's going to come to speak at our church, we need to have somebody hearing confessions. Yesterday we had 4 priests hearing confessions. To give you an example, right here in Medford, Massachusetts. So minimum, he says minimum 2 for any time I give a talk, because people tend to go to confession.
And which is always the thing that the devil hates the most, since you talk a lot about deliverance.
And including the youth, especially. A lot of youth directors say to me, I want you to come in and speak while we're preparing for confirmation, because it'll encourage them to go to confession. So they say that that's one of the reasons, that's the main reason they have me come and speak, is so that their youth will go to confession.
Now, I've had a kind of a long day myself. I'm dragging a little bit, but I'm hearing about your travels. You seem to be constantly on the go. I understand you're going to be heading to the West Coast and back to the East Coast and back to the West Coast, and just doing on and on and on.
Yeah, this is a real zigzag month for us, especially for me, going from West Coast, East Coast, East Coast, West Coast, back to the East Coast, in 2 different countries. So, I mean, that's a lot of travel.
How do you manage it?
How do you manage it? A lot of vitamins and a lot of prayer.
Again, you talked about the New Age movement, and it's permeated so deeply in the culture that people don't understand the dangers of some of this stuff. It's almost as if they're becoming the materialist magicians that C.S. Lewis used to talk about. What is the thing that, in your mind, has gotten through to people the most? When you've talked to people about this stuff, what's the thing that really hits them, that produces that oh my God moment, if you'll pardon the expression?
Probably a lot of times when they start doing things such as they get involved in yoga to an extent where they start having out-of-body experiences. They do certain kind of meditations, and then they see, the angel of light doesn't look so light anymore, starts becoming an angel of dark. They start having other manifestations like physical symptoms, things happen in their families, like a series of things, accidents, children's problems, different things like that. There's a lot of different symptoms that you can see that happen to the person themselves or their family.
And if people want to find out more about your books and yourself, where should they go online?
They can go online at spiritbattleforsouls.org, spiritdaily.org, spiritdaily.com, or those are the main places to look for my books.
And will your schedule be there if people want to find out where you're going to be?
Usually the schedule's there too.
All right, well, Moira, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you.